a world-renowned chemist, an atheist, a discovery he couldn't explain, a word forming again and again inside the molecules. Ahad, the one. His dreams turned into visions, his lab into a place of signs, and one surah began to glow every time he touched it. Surah Al-Ikhlas, just 4 verses, but they shattered a lifetime of disbelief. From atheism to Islam, from science to surrender. Say, He is Allah, the one. Kul huwa Allahu ahad. And his life was never the same again. Watch this unbelievable true story. One surah, one soul, one creator. Subscribe now to Deen in Minute for more real-life stories that transform. This one verse converted a world-famous chemist to Islam. True story of Surah Ikhlas. In the heart of Vienna, amidst the majestic backdrop of snow-covered spires and marble-faced laboratories, lived Dr. Edward Klein, a renowned Austrian chemist. He was a man of formulas and flasks, of reactions and rigor, of elements bound in predictable laws. But beneath his calculated mind lay a torment he could neither dissolve in acid nor purify through distillation, a hollow that echoed louder each night. Dr. Klein was an atheist, not out of conviction, but of circumstance. Raised in a home where religion was discarded like worn-out tools, he grew up believing that science alone could answer life's deepest questions. Yet, as the years went by and the Nobel whispers grew louder around him, an existential dread began to claw at his soul. Why was he alive? Where would he go after death? Could atoms truly explain love, pain, and the human longing for purpose? His colleagues dismissed these thoughts. They chalked it up to fatigue, to the strain of research. But Klein knew better. He was slipping into a darkness that no chemical luminescence could brighten. One winter evening, in the sterile silence of his lab, he was experimenting with a rare mineral compound, one discovered in the sands of Egypt, delivered to him by an old Moroccan merchant. As the solution crystallized under the microscope, something odd occurred. The structure formed a perfect symmetrical lattice, not remarkable in itself, but the shape was unmistakably Arabic in script. As he adjusted the focus, the outline of a word emerged. Ahad. He blinked, wiped his glasses, and looked again. Ahad. He didn't know the word. Intrigued and unnerved, he scribbled it down. Later that night, he searched for its meaning. Every source led to one conclusion. Ahad means one in Arabic, a divine one, God. He shrugged it off as coincidence. But the word haunted him. Weeks passed, then months. Every time he worked with the Egyptian compound, the same crystalline shape formed. Ahad. It seemed as though the mineral itself was trying to communicate. Disturbed, he reached out to Professor Ahmed Zidane, an Egyptian scholar visiting the University of Vienna. Zidane was not only a chemist, but also a hafiz of the Quran. When Klein showed him the crystalline image, Zidane grew pale. He murmured under his breath, Kul huwa Allahu ahad. Klein asked what it meant. Zidane replied, eyes wide, it's the opening of Surah Al-Ikhlas. It means, say, He is Allah the One. Something about the calmness in Zidane's voice, the reverence with which he said it, stirred something ancient in Klein. He asked for more, and so Zidane recited the entire surah. Kul huwa Allahu ahad, Allahu as-samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad, wa lam yakun lahu kufuwan ahad. Say, He is Allah the One, Allah, the eternal refuge. He neither begets nor is born, nor is there to him any equivalent. Klein felt as though the molecules of his very being had been rearranged. He was not listening with ears, but with his soul. That night, he dreamt of fire. He stood in a laboratory engulfed in flames. The walls screamed. The beakers exploded. Yet amid the horror, one corner remained untouched. A small Quran lay on a marble table, perfectly still. He walked towards it. As he opened it, all flames were swallowed by a sudden silence. A whisper came from the pages. Ahad. He awoke in sweat, heart racing. His rational mind struggled, but his soul whispered, You are being called. He began reading the Quran, but strange things began happening. Parts. When he tried to read any chapter, pages would blur. His vision would dim. But whenever he reached Surah Ikhlas, the words glowed. The paper shimmered faintly, as if lined with moonlight. And when he read the surah aloud, he felt enveloped in warmth. Peace. He wept like a child. One night, he recited it aloud in the lab. The air grew still. A gust blew through the closed windows, extinguishing every light but the one above the Quran. He was not alone. He felt a presence, terrifying yet majestic. A shadow flickered across the glass. He spun around. No one, but on the wall behind him, the word ahad appeared, glowing like gold. Terrified, he fell to his knees. God, if you're truly there, if you are one, show me truth. His phone buzzed. A message from Zidane. Come to the masjid. Now. It was midnight. Why now? But something pulled him. He drove through icy roads. The masjid was empty, lit by a single lantern. Zidane was there, waiting with a smile. You saw it, didn't you? He asked. Klein nodded, voice trembling. What is happening to me? Zidane said, Surah Ikhlas is the core of Tawhid. It breaks the chains of disbelief. Even the jinn tremble when they hear it. Some are guided, others burn. You've been touched by its truth. Klein began sobbing. Then teach me. I want to know this one. Zidane embraced him, tears in his eyes. In that dim-lit masjid, Dr. Edward Klein took a shahada. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. As he uttered it, the lantern flickered. A breeze swept the room, cool and fragrant. Zidane recited Surah Ikhlas aloud once more. And for the first time, Klein said it with him. Each verse unshackled a century of doubt. He became Idris. Edward Klein was no more. But the story didn't end there. A year later, he was invited to present his findings at an international chemistry summit. He decided to unveil the crystalline structure publicly. When he projected the image on the screen, the word ahad appeared before hundreds. Murmurs filled the hall. Some mocked. Some gasped. A woman fainted. A Hindu scholar in the crowd began to weep uncontrollably. After the lecture, a young Japanese physicist approached him and whispered, What you showed, it matches a vision I had during a near-death experience. The word, the light, it's all the same. Idris smiled. Then you already know where to look. That night, he prayed tahajjud. Alone, quietly, Surah Ikhlas on his lips. As he prostrated, he felt a presence. Not a jinn, not a ghost, but something holy. A miracle. From a world of equations, he had stepped into the realm of the One. Kul huwa Allahu ahad. And he would never be the same again.